But
you got to let that go, man.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point of where it's just sad that you keep bringing that up.
I think I would have. Let me put it this way. Yeah, never mind.
You just need therapy.
Yeah, that's true.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Popcorn Bucket List. A little bit, let's call it flying by the seat of our pants.
We're flying, baby.
Just because, we kind of had a big episode kind of planned here, kind of special guest, but due to scheduling and everything like that, we're still going to do it. Probably just, it'll be a couple weeks down the line here, hopefully. This is going to be a little bit more of a roughly put together episode.
Oh, yeah.
So we usually don't do this because we react to the trailers and the movies and say our thoughts on them kind of on a week by week basis.
Yeah.
But a lot of YouTube channels, all that, they'll do like most anticipated movies of 2025. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about here. We're not going to necessarily talk in depth in them, but we're just kind of talk about the ones we're the most looking forward to this year real quick. And I didn't mean for this to happen. I did make a top 10 list.
Let's go.
And ranked them as from most to, or at least to most excited, I suppose, here. I did not tell you to do that because I kind of came up with this idea at like 10 a.m. this morning. And it's like 1-ish now. So, yeah, if it looks like I'm more prepared than him, it's not. It's just I didn't give him any direction here.
And that's week, okay. So. I've been looking at a couple things. I'm excited.
Well, I'll tell you what. Do you want me to just go over actually through my top 10 first and then fill in?
How about you go start at 10 and I'll give one.
Okay.
And you just go start from 10 and go to 1, and then I'll just fill in after you each one.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We can do that too. Yeah. So coming in at my number 10, I don't think a lot of people would have this on their list. And in fact, I don't think I would have until I kind of read a little bit more into this. The Naked Gun remake.
Ooh.
This one's coming out in August, which is not a great sign.
Completely new cast?
I believe so, yes. Yeah. This one is going to be starring Liam Neeson. It's produced by Seth MacFarlane, and it's directed by one of the guys from Lonely Island. And I really enjoy those guys and some of the work they do. And that's probably some of the only reasons why I think this has any chance of being
that's
good.
Interesting.
When I first heard this was being made, I was not a big fan of that. I'm like, don't touch this franchise. It's fine where it's at. But then I was like, well, Seth MacFarlane a part of it. That's good. Akiva's a part of it, so that's good. I'm willing to give it a shot, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So I wanted to sneak it in there into my top 10 here. That's my 10th, my number 10, I suppose, most anticipated. Right. What's jumping out of the page to you here? What are you most looking forward to?
One of the ones I'm actually looking forward to is the new How to Train Your Dragon. Is that on your list later?
Nope.
Cool. I'm excited to watch that. I love those movies. They're great movies. And this is a live action, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But I figure you can't stray too far, but it's also not Disney per se. So I don't know.
I believe Gerard Butler is in the live action version here.
Oh, really? Playing the dad?
Yeah,
awesome.
And because he did voice the dad,
stoic.
So I feel like you can bring in Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
To do that. That works. That casting just works.
Yep.
My number 9. I'm gonna go Karate Kid's Legends. Karate Kid franchise really kind of got a resurgence with the Cobra Kai TV series. There's always been this question, did the Jaden Smith, Jackie Chan one, did that ever tie into this? Was it its own thing? There never really was a straight answer. This confirms it. We got Ralph Macchio, Jackie Chan working together to train a new kid here. I'm just kind of excited to see these two on screen together here and just to see how they intertwine those stories.
Yeah,
and
that's
kind of
interesting,
see them,
actually.
Yeah. And to see them kind of build a future for this franchise here a little bit more. So
interesting.
It's kind of one of those fan movies that you probably could have made from trailer clips from different movies and would have just put on YouTube, but it's actually happening. So
yeah,
that's kind of exciting. What's another one you got?
If you were a fan of Ethan Hawke, The Black Phone 2. I remember this got announced probably relatively soon after the movie came out, and I was like, how how are they going to make a movie about this? But apparently they will, and Ethan Hawke's set to be in there. I hope it's not a Bryan Cranston. I'm in Godzilla for 5 minutes and I'm out. But
you got to let that go, man.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point of where it's just sad that you keep bringing that up.
I think I would have. Let me put it this way. Yeah, never mind.
You just need therapy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm anticipating this one because the first one was so good and kind of a surprise hit. But it is also at the same time like it feels like one of those movies you kind of can only do one and done. Mm-hmm. So what are they going to do here?
It's a great question.
I don't know. But my number 8, I think a lot of people would have this a little bit higher. Fantastic Four: First Steps. I only have this one lower just because the Fantastic Four franchise has not been good in the past.
It's true.
So we've been bit a few times on this one. That being said, I do think it is going to be a huge thing for the MCU. I think it's going to set up a lot for the future of the MCU. And I do like the concept of the Fantastic Four. It's just the movies have never given them any real respect, it feels like. So just because I've been bit before, I was really looking forward to that Miles Teller version a couple years ago, and I got bit hard on that one. So I'm not going to put too much of my hopes on this one here this year. But I think a lot of people would have that one higher on their list. But
there you go. One that I'm really excited for is Mickey 17. It's the vampire regeneration android movie. I think it's going to be great.
Is he a vampire in that?
No, but he was the vampire.
Just say
Edward Cullen.
Hasn't he shed that skin at this point?
No, it's still sparkly.
Can't we call him Batman?
No, not till the next one.
Okay.
Then after the next one, he is
right.
Batman.
All right, fine, whatever. My number 7 is The Accountant 2. This was a very underrated first movie, I feel like. And only a few images have come out of this. There hasn't really been any trailers yet for this one. But I'm very much looking forward to see Ben Affleck return as this character. I'm looking to see more John Berthal, hopefully, in this one, because he kind of had a very small role in the first one, but a very important role. And I want to see what else they can do with this. I think you could build this into a franchise. Very similar to Reacher, where it is kind of like, it doesn't even need to be a consistent story, but if you look at the Reacher TV series right now, it's kind of like a different sort of case each season.
Yeah.
You can kind of put them in a different situation or scenario each movie, so you can really kind of draw it out and keep it kind of fresh.
Yeah.
So
we're excited for that too. We love the Jack Reacher series.
Yeah. Season 3 coming out here next month, probably, I think. What do you got? What's next in yours?
So I got kind of a couple that I'm trying to decide from, but we're going to go back, and you're probably going to hate me for this.
Oh.
Well, no, I'm going to save that for later. I'm going to save that for later.
So you're going to make me now anticipate the hate and build the anger.
I would say Silent Hill. I loved the Silent Hill games when I was younger playing them. I played through all of them, scared all of them. It's called Return to Silent Hill. I had no idea they were making another one, but it just gets me so excited.
Why would they return to Silent Hill? It doesn't sound like a fun place to be.
It's the place to be. I have no idea what the storyline is, but...
Well, I guess we'll just...
So this one's going to be based on the set on Silent Hill 2.
So, yeah, they're returning. So, yeah, it would have to be a sequel.
It's going to be sweet.
Makes sense.
I love it.
Coming in at number 6 for me, most anticipated of 2025. I feel like they could rework this title, but From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. You just call it Ballerina, I feel like.
That's better with the world of John Wick.
Okay, fine. What about Ballerina John Wick story?
I like that too.
That works better. That rolls off the tongue.
I always like the a so and so story. I like those better.
Yeah,
Rogue One, a Star Wars.
That's
story.
What I'm saying
That's
is like
awesome.
It's part of the John Wick world, but it's because the title makes it sound like it's focusing on John Wick and Ballerina is the side character here. But the Ana de Armas Ballerina is the main character, and John Wick will be in it. We've seen images in the trailer of him in it, but Anyway, okay, so that's a rant for another day here. We'll talk about the title, I'm sure, when the movie actually comes out, unless they do actually change it. But just know that if they do change it, you heard it here first. We inspired Hollywood. So
Hollywood.
Yeah, so the action in all the John Wick movies has been phenomenal since the beginning, and it's only gotten better and more creative. And I think you bring in a new character here. I think that's going to give you a few more fresh takes to do with that as well. I love Ana de Armas. I love this franchise. I love that they are kind of spinning it off here so that you could bring in some more new characters and new worlds to this. So very much similar to The Accountant 2. I like where the franchise is going, and that's kind of part of my anticipation here for this one. So that's my number 6. What else are you looking forward to?
So I'm going to actually, you're not going to like this, but I'm going to go with kind of a bland, I would say just Marvel to see what they come. Because it's hard for me to get necessarily excited about an individual project. Like my love and excitement that I used to have for Marvel, I really don't have that as much anymore. Sometimes when I watch, but I'm also not caught up on everything, so that could be a part of it too. I would say of that all, probably Captain America is the one I'm looking forward to the most.
That one almost made it on my list. Probably just missed it. If I'd put it at like 11 or 12, that's probably my most anticipated Marvel project of this year. I would say for
Captain
sure.
America, yeah. I also feel like it's probably their biggest. It's Captain America.
Well, Thunderbolts.
It's
maybe,
not
just
really Captain America, but it is.
I mean,
Captain
it
America.
is, but
well,
it's like
it is.
I would argue Thunderbolts is maybe bigger just because it's got a bigger cast. So I don't know if maybe they're going to do more there, but
I don't know.
Hey, we talk a lot about movies on this channel, but sometimes the ones we talk about aren't the most accessible. That's where the Marshall-Lyon County Library comes in handy. They have a great collection of physical media, as well as a couple of online services with many, many options for movies, TV shows, and documentaries. It's easy. Just get your own library card at the Marshall-Lyon County Library and gain access to their large variety of movies, TV shows, and of course, books. Also, be sure to check back every month as we here at Popcorn Bucket List make specific movie recommendations based on a monthly theme. So head on over to the Marshall-Lyon County Library for some of our favorites and check out the channel to get even more movie recommendations. And now, on with the show! Alright, so now cracking into the top 5 here. Number 5 of 2025. I feel like anyone who really knows me could have predicted this one. F1. This is the Brad Pitt movie that is about an F1 racer. Don't really have any story details.
Yeah.
We don't really know what it's going to be about. I know they have filmed it during actual racing events throughout this past year or so. So that kind of reminds me of Days of Thunder. They did something very similar there and everything. So, I don't know. Just looking for a high-octane, speed-driven, fun racing movie.
There you go.
Even though F1 is a little uppity at themselves, but whatever.
True.
That's a whole other.
You know how you can tell? The outfits.
It's the same fire suits, though, for the most part.
I'm talking about
when they're out of the fire suits, or what?
The outfits and the people that go to these events.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
I said it.
Oh
I said
boy!
It.
He's throwing down. Oh boy! We're gonna get hate in the comments for that one. I'm sure,
but it's true.
It is true.
Sorry. Cracking my top 5. Mortal Kombat. Pumped for that. Absolutely was blown away with well, I shouldn't say it like that. I really liked the last one. It was good. I think it got kind of pushed to the side a little bit when it got released worldwide, but I really liked it. It was good. So I'm excited for the next one.
Coming in at my number 4, this is one you've already talked about here, Mickey 17. I got this one in my top 5 here. You got Bong Joon-ho. He kind of blew our minds really with Parasite, I feel like. Mm-hmm. And here I think it really is going to have even more to say of just like morality, I think. And not only that, but trying to think of the word here. The value of life, I guess. I feel like there's a shorter word to say that, but I think it's going to be interesting. It's got sci-fi. It's got great actors. It's got Robert Pattinson. and all that. So
Robert Pattinson's awesome.
look at it's Robert Pattinson working with himself essentially. So even better, I think. What's your next one here?
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with. I didn't even know this was coming out until I just looked at it. Now You See Me 3 or 4?
No, it'd be 3. It'd be the third one.
Yeah, Now You See Me 3. I loved those first two movies, and I remember when one of my daughters was born. It was on a lot. It was one of those weird, someday you'll watch a movie on one channel, then a day or two later, the same movie's on a different channel, but you end up watching it again. That happened to me a lot. And I would just remember sitting at home with the baby, and this movie was on a lot. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. And I
feel like the end of that last one got a little convoluted as far as
100%.
But you enjoy that.
I enjoy. But you also know who's in the next one?
Who?
Harry Potter.
He was in the last one though.
Harry Potter? What? No, he wasn't.
He was in 2. I'll bet you $5. Daniel Radcliffe was in Now You See Me too.
Oh yeah. You're right. But I'm excited.
All right. I enjoy your excitement for it. I can't say I share that sentiment, but
yeah, I don't know if it'll be.
How excited could you be if you didn't even remember Daniel Radcliffe was in the second one? Not to call you out on that.
Well, the first one's really good.
Okay.
The first one is really good.
Fine.
You're right. The second one is kind of forgettable.
It's fine.
Yeah.
They're both fine.
But I'm just looking through this list right now of movies I know. I see it. It's that's cool. I want to see that.
So what you're saying is Now You See It?
Ooh. Yes, that was a good one.
My bad.
That was a good one.
Bad joke for the day. There we go. That's my one.
What's this?
That's my one. What are you doing? What?
No, I'm just looking.
Oh, okay. You just
There's some weird stuff on here.
Yeah, and also to be fair, just because we're talking about these movies doesn't mean it is going to for sure. Some of the later of the year ones,
they might change.
Yeah, they might change.
Yeah,
that's why we preview them later on as well.
28 years later, if that actually comes out this year,
yeah,
that'll probably be my number one. But I don't know if it's actually going to come out this year or not. So,
so coming in at number 3 for me is Sinners. I'm a big Ryan Coogler fan, as well as a Michael B. Jordan fan. And, speaking of seeing doubles, this is another one similar to Mikey 17. Robert Pattinson's working with himself. There's going to be 2 Michael Jordans in this movie. They play twins in this. So it's I believe if I remember the synopsis a little bit, it was a Civil War era. There may also be vampires and stuff like that.
Ooh.
And you got Michael Jordan, or not Michael B. Jordan, sorry. Not the Michael Jordan. That'd be one heck of a cameo. Did you say he was in that Looney Tunes movie? Now they just need to swap, get him in another one or whatever?
That was pretty great, too, in the Looney Tunes movie. The Looney Tunes movie was not good, but that little spot was pretty funny.
Yeah. Not worth the price of admission
no,
for the whole movie.
No.
But definitely something. So, yeah, I these two, when this director and this actor are working together, it is fireworks. It is firing on all cylinders in my book every time. So I'm very much looking forward to what these guys have got next. What's kind of your third one you're looking for here?
So,
top 3.
I've actually been really looking at this film for a long time, Companion. I've been really wanting to see this for a long time. It's very reminiscent of Ex Machina, which is another fantastic movie. And I love Huey. His real name.
We'll talk more about him later on here. This movie is actually coming out this weekend here. But I don't want you to say all your stuff you got on it.
No,
and waste it now. But we'll talk more about Companion here. I'm excited for that one as well. But cracking into my top 2, gonna say Wicked for Good. I love that first Wicked.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. That one's coming out November here.
Yeah, that'd be in there.
Yeah, part 2 of the first one here. As soon as we ended that first one, I was like, I want to see part 2 now. I couldn't wait. I kind of spoiled myself and looked up the story. So even though,
why would you do that?
I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. I needed to know certain things. I had some questions that needed answered. That being said, even though I kind of already know what's going into this, first of all, that doesn't exactly mean that they're going to stick to that.
You're right. They're going to add about an hour and a half of more stuff to it.
if the first one was any indication, yeah. But they have already said, I believe they're going to be adding a few new songs to the second one here.
Really?
I do believe I read that. So
they better be good.
I mean, you got Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Even if they're not good songs, they're going to make them sound good. You can make them. So. You can make them sing "Itsy Bitsy Spider," and you're going to feel like you're at the Grand Ole Opry.
I hope so.
But anyway, so yeah, to my larger point here, even though I kind of know maybe a little bit more than I probably should, this first one was still very, very fantastic to watch, just visually, audibly. So I see no reason why it wouldn't be the same here.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Now that you say that, that's probably in my top 5, probably.
Yeah, one to definitely look forward to. Is that one you want to kind of add to your list here then, or is there another two?
There's two that I have two that I want to talk about.
Okay. Go on to your next one then.
So this is the one that you're probably gonna.
Oh, this is the one I'm gonna be mad at. One
you're gonna be mad at.
Is Fast and Furious coming out this year?
It is coming out this year, but it's not that movie. It's Fast and Furious X Part 2, but it's not part of my list.
Okay, is that actually coming out this year? I totally missed that.
That's what it said on the thing.
Okay. Continue. What's your 2?
I have my number 2 pick as Snow White.
What? Okay. Hold up. No.
Yep.
You are not okay, but you're not anticipating that. I'm not denying that that's not an anticipated movie for you, but it's not for the reason you want it to be.
I am excited to see how terrible the dwarfs look and to hear all the public outrage on both sides of this problem or this film, and I want to see how much it makes, see how angry people get, or be completely surprised and it turns out to be awesome. I'm just anticipated for it. For about 3 years ago, they started pushing the date back, and then all the drama with Rachel and Gal, I'm just excited. I want to see the project. You've been teasing me for 2 years. I'm excited for it. I wanted to come out, and I'm pumped.
I almost put that down as a joke answer when I saw that.
I'm super
we're not
excited.
going to talk about Snow White here.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Why do I see? My thing is, if it's really bad, why not just shelve it and claim it as a loss? What they did with Batgirl.
Yeah.
Or
even just put it on Disney Plus. That didn't stop them from doing that to Pinocchio.
Yeah.
So they must think it's got some value to it. I don't know.
Probably not as much as Batgirl.
Oh, there's no way.
Yep.
I still want to see that. I'm still so mad about that. But anyway, okay. So,
down to your number 1.
Actually, that kind of does segue into my number 1 here. I don't really think this is any surprise. No. I could talk about that movie though. No, I'm talking about Superman.
Yep.
This had to be my number 1.
Yeah.
This was forever going to be my number 1. Even if you had said you were going to release Batgirl, I would have been it's still second. It's a close second, but it's still second.
Oh.
This is the official, I guess Creature Commandos was the official kickoff to this DCU, but this is going to be our Iron Man. That's what Man of Steel was trying to be, and I'm not going to get into the whole discussion of Man of Steel again, but I every image, every story detail I see gets me more and more excited, gets me more and more hyped of what James Gunn has in store for us for not only this film, but for the future of this franchise. I've been saying it for years, DC Comics is better than Marvel, and nobody has been able to believe me or take me seriously because, well, to be fair, the evidence has not really supported my claim. Mm-hmm. This is going to be the turnaround. July is going to be a huge month. Because not only do you have this movie, you have Fantastic Four First Steps. You have 2 huge giants in the comic book industry that were so early on and such trailblazers for their respective organizations. That is going to be such a huge month. And I hope Superman kicks the crap out of Fantastic Four. As hyped as I am for that movie.
Yeah, but we also kind of want both of them to succeed. We want both of them to do well.
Yes, I do. But I want Fantastic Four to come in second.
Yeah.
I want Superman to win.
Kind of never mind.
No, I almost was going to put the new Jurassic Park film on my list. I just haven't seen enough to convince me it's going to be good.
Yeah, is it going to be a big new cast or is it?
Yeah,
okay.
Like Scarlett Johansson's going to be in it, but I don't think like any of the past ones are going to be. It's kind of not so much a reboot, but it's just
a continuation.
Yeah, it's going to be
kind of like it's canon, but it's not canon. Kind of like the last 3 Star Wars. Like it's kind of there. It's kind of not really.
Very good. No, that's not a very good. No,
is that not very?
No, it's kind of like your animated Lord of the Rings movie. Like it's canon, but it's not canon.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that
because that is actually true. Whereas
well, isn't the same. Like
the first argument was going to be not true, but whatever. Like I use camera 2 when we're arguing like this. By the way, you don't have to keep jumping back and forth. By the way, it gets confusing.
I'm pretty sure I thought episode 7 wasn't that The Force Awakens, a Star Wars story.
No, it was Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Yeah, what was The Force Awakens? Was it just The Force Awakens?
It was just Star Wars, The Force Awakens.
Are you sure the Star Wars was at the front of it?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't remember if that was part of it or not, but whatever. We can continue.
I'm tempted to cut it off here and just not have you say. I'm tempted to have you say your number 1 and then edit it and cut it off here so that you don't get to say it because that's the power I have. But I'm merciful, so what's your number 1?
My number 1 is Demon Slayer, the film. So their final, I would say, so how they did it before is they would do like a season or 2 to make a movie, a season or 2 do a movie, and then like special like film events where it's like the past episode and 2 of the new episodes of the season they had like played in one. But this time for the final like arc, they're splitting it up into 3 movies. So, and it's pretty much just basically 3 movies about a final battle. So it's going to be awesome. And I think they're splitting it up like probably 1 this year, 1 maybe at the end of the year, and then 2 next year or something like that. But the first one comes out and it's going to be absolutely amazing. Amazing.
3 movies about a final battle. Wasn't that just The Hobbit?
Yeah, The Hobbit's garbage, but we can agree on that.
Yeah, okay.
Hobbit's garbage. Everybody knows that. It's
less fun to counter you.
But it's the truth.
When you agree
That's
with
what we
me.
talk about. We talk about the truth here.
Yeah. Well, I talk
Star
about
Wars
the truth.
not canon. The Hobbit sucks. We get it. We know those 2 they're the same.
One of those statements is true. One of these things is not
also,
like the others.
How is that movie up for 13 Oscars? It is absolutely nothing compared to Return of the King.
Okay, are you talking about Amelia Perez?
Yes. That just irks me.
I don't know why it's up for 13, but it's good.
I'm watching it hopefully the next couple of days.
You haven't even watched it yet?
No.
Well, then you can't say anything.
Yeah.
You can't say anything. I can because I've seen it.
From watching the trailer, I can tell.
Has this show taught you nothing that watching the trailer we're only like 80% right when it comes to that stuff?
I can just tell by the quality of the film that doesn't. I can give it 9 Oscar nods. I can give it 11 Oscar nods. 13.
Okay, but again, you haven't seen it yet, so you can't say anything.
Ken.
I
have the Force, Nick. I'm part of the Star War.
I watched the news report on the crime. That means I'm a part of the jury and can make a fair decision.
There you go. Now you're getting it.
No, that's not the point.
But you're right.
God forbid you're ever on a jury. I know out of everyone I've ever met, you're the only one who wants to be on a jury. And God help that poor soul.
I've already done it. I've been on jury duty.
I know, but I hope you never get on again at a murder trial. Because God help that poor soul. God help him when you send him to the chair.
As long as they're fans of Lord of the Rings, everything will be just fine.
Oh, my God.
I'm just kidding. Legally, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. So don't play this in court someday. I don't know why I can't be on the jury.
I'm going to use that against you.
But on a real note, I do really want to watch it because anytime a film can stir up that much buzz and be nominated for 13 Oscars, there has to be something, there's got to be a reason. So
yeah, because it is pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm
I don't know if it's 13 Oscars worthy, but it's good.
Yeah, and I got to watch it. If it's up for that many Oscars, I have to watch it.
Well, if you have any chance of beating me in the Oscars challenge, yeah.
Can you get a tight shot on that, Carter?
No, there's no one
Actually,
manning.
Nick, can you get a tight shot on that when you're editing?
I'm gonna put a clown over your face. That's what. No, keep it on too, so that way I could keep the clown on his face right there. This was supposed to be a short episode.
Yeah, that's all right. We can cut all that if we want to.
What's this we we're talking about here? Yeah. All right. Let's keep things rolling along here then with the weekly preview. Just a couple movies to talk about here. One of which you've already talked about your interest in, but we'll get to that in just a second. Coming out, I believe. Actually, I think this might be actually Thursday, not Friday, like I have listed. But regardless, coming out this Thursday. You're cordially invited. This one's coming straight to Prime Video. Starring Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon as two people who want nothing more than to make their family members' special days perfect. Only problem is the venue has been double booked.
Oh, man.
Shame when that happened.
Can't believe that happened.
Okay, so I was initially going to go on this whole tirade of like, how does someone let something like that happen? However, my sister, she actually works at like a event center like that hosts weddings a lot too. So I like quick text her. I was like, okay, what are the odds something like that could actually happen? She's like, it's actually easier than you think for something like that to happen. So this is a little bit smaller venue. Maybe doesn't have as many employees.
All right. Well,
could actually see this happen.
If you don't have as many employees, it should be easier to know who's booking, don't you think? If you have a bunch of employees, then it's kind of like...
Yeah, but I'm picturing like Joe Schmo, summer intern who's just working the front desk, just writes it down.
Probably on their playing Pokemon Go on their phone.
Probably.
People are there.
Yeah, and just, like, oh, yeah, sure, we'll write that. I'll let the boss know later.
Yeah.
Doesn't, but it still gets entered into the record somehow.
Yeah.
All it takes is one little thing, and I guess people don't double check on this sort of stuff. I don't know. But apparently it can happen.
Yeah.
That was going to be my main thing. Is like, how dumb is this premise? But no, got it from a source.
Yeah.
It can happen. But let's talk about the comedy aspect of this one here. What do we think? If this movie's funny, the trailer's not showing it.
I agree 100%. I really like Will Ferrell, but he doesn't. I don't know if it's just the role that he's playing in this one. It just didn't do it for me. Mm-hmm. Trailer did not get me excited.
It's not great. It's not a great sign when one of the only jokes you show in the trailer is him saying, "See you later, alligator," as he throws an alligator out of the window.
Yeah.
That's just way too easy of a line and way too easy of comedy. That's like, are you putting your best foot forward here?
Yeah. Yep. Oh no, we got to hurry.
Oh, yeah, that was bound to happen eventually. Yeah. The Jado poster almost knocked down Darth Vader, which means Jado almost beat Darth Vader. That's transitive property. Jado's stronger than Darth Vader.
I believe it 100%. It's canon.
Yep.
You heard it here. It's canon.
Yep. Because apparently we can just say whatever.
Yeah, we can just say whatever we want.
I don't know. Last thought I have on this one here is I feel like we don't get to see much of Reese Witherspoon as much as we used to. So it just feels like a little bit more of a waste when I see her in something like this, and I feel like it's not doing as good.
Yep.
Also coming out here this weekend, you've already talked about it a little bit here, Companion, coming straight to the theaters here, also rated R. Another female AI robot movie. That's right, another. There's surprisingly a lot of these.
Yeah.
Actually, if you really kind of think about it. Starring Sophie Thatcher, who we saw just last year in the, the Heretic one. That's the one.
Yeah, Heretic. Yep. Awesome.
Yep. So she's coming back here again. Also starring Jack Quaid, a.k.a., say it with me, Huey. Yep. This does look intriguing.
Oi.
Yep. Yep. You think we're going to get a cameo from the Butcher?
I hope so. That would be so cool.
I'm going to bet not. But
and he just says something.
Turns out he's a robot too.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are our thoughts on this one here? You said this was your most anticipated, or one of your most anticipated.
I can't wait to watch. It's gonna be so good. I love Huey. I'm sorry, that girl's name is Marissa Thatcher.
Sophie
Thatcher. She's great. She was awesome in Heretic. So I think this and the whole concept is good. Just another angle of the AI. I love it. It's gonna be great.
Also coming out here, then last but certainly not least, I should say, Dog Man coming to theaters. This one's rated PG.
For kiddos.
Yeah, technically the first superhero movie of 2025, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was based off of like comic strips.
Yeah, we'll take it.
You know, he's got Dog Man in the title, so he's got superpowers, all that. So
We'll take it.
yeah, it counts. Sorry, it's just the first one. Basically, it's basically RoboCop, but more canine and made for kids.
Yeah.
Because you literally have a police officer who gets caught up in an explosion, and they make him into a different person, exactly like RoboCop.
The dog.
This time he's a dog.
They better do some sort of Dog the Bounty Hunter joke throughout this.
Yeah,
even if it's just they play the music, or one time he says, "Hey Beth, can you do something for," or something like that.
Yeah.
So the adults that like Dog the Bounty Hunter,
the adults that had to go
yeah.
bring their kids to this are going to be like,
yeah, that's funny.
That's our joke. Like this one's made for kids. It's not something that was going to attract me or anything like that. But as a parent, what are your thoughts? You know, is this something you would take your kids to?
Yeah. If any of the kids want to see it, my thing is they really been trying to go see Nosferatu again, and I'm trying to curb that. I don't want to keep spending my money there, but if we can, then we'll probably try to do something like Dog Man. But we'll see what happens.
I just love the image of your kids watching Nosferatu. That was pretty funny. Let's wrap things up here, then, as we usually do with some number one recommends. I think I went first last week, so why don't you kick us off this week?
So for my pick, I am deciding to go with Flight Risk. Not a bad movie. It's a fun movie. Mark Wahlberg does and says some pretty wild and crazy things. Also, he's bald, and I love it. He looks good bald, too. For a kind of run-of-the-mill, generic movie, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It's definitely not winning any Oscars, but I enjoyed it. Go check it out. Mark Wahlberg.
The movie I saw here recently, I think it finally came to Netflix. That's where I was finally able to check it out. Saturday Night. Yeah, it is a very fast-paced movie. You can't really... Look, I don't agree with people like watching movies while doing other stuff anyway. If it's your first time watching it, you should kind of focus on it anyway. But this is definitely not a movie you want to do that to. It is a very fast-paced movie, and that's the point. This was a couple hours before the very first Saturday Night Live, and everyone, you had hundreds of employees on multiple floors, all literally running with like a chicken with their heads cut off, trying to put this show together here. So you got to be like paying attention, especially if you're kind of a big fan of like SNL history. It feels like there's always something in the background that like references something that's today, or like, references something that got cut. There's like Easter eggs everywhere and all that. And you see the stress that Lorne Michaels was going through and what he had to deal with. And just watching that, I was like, how has this show been going on for 50 years? If any episodes after that were half as chaotic as that first one was, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's very good. A lot of great acting in it, some funny moments and everything, but just a good piece of entertainment history right there.
Perfect. I'm excited to watch that. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I would recommend it. That's why I put it on number one recommends.
Oh.
That's why I did it.
Oh!
Anyways, that's going to do it for us here on this episode of Popcorn Bucket List. If you're looking for some other things to watch here on YouTube, we got a few suggestions down in the description of the video, including Minnesota Sports Live, who just celebrated their 5-year anniversary. Forgot to mention that last week.
Congratulations, boys.
Yep. Cheers to them. Here's to many more years of that and everything. I actually used that as an excuse to try and get a drink of water there, not realizing how long that was going to take me. But anyways, sentiment's still there. Here's to many, many more years, and hopefully doing some more crossovers and stuff with you guys. For myself, Ryan, and Carter, I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at the movies.